Hey everybody, it's the pretty good matchup between the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. And they're ready to go as they get set to match up with the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Leading them out, their new quarterback for 2018, making his first start since coming over from Buffalo, Tyrod Taylor.
And many see him as the bridge quarterback until first-round pick Baker Mayfield is ready. He may understand that thinking, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop him from competing to be the #1 quarterback in Cleveland. Remember, he led the Bills to the playoffs for the first time in 17 years. It'd be truly something if he could lead the Browns there after a 15-year drought in Cleveland.
Slow. Two-jet. Under.
The first carry for a former 49er and also a former Buckeye. It's Carlos Hyde. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And a look now at the starting offense for the Browns.
How about we take a look at Jarvis Landry, a huge addition in free agency coming from the Miami Dolphins. Remember, in 2017, he led the NFL in catches with 112, but that's not why you really like him. Yeah, he catches it, but what does he do after he catches it?
On second down, Hyde. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. And a look now at how the Jets line up defensively.
I wanted to highlight the back end of this defense and especially focus in on the safety duo of Jamal Adams and Marcus May. Adams, their first-round pick. May, their second-round pick. And both have tremendous rookie seasons. Both can play free safety or strong safety. I call them mirrors. What one is doing, the other is doing the opposite.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. This is Johnson, he's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
The numbers on the ground for Hyde last week. 14 carries, 61 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
On second down, Taylor. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be brought out by their 5th-year QB, former Louisville Cardinal. It's Teddy Bridgewater.
Before the game, when I said hello to him, I tried to give him a little dap, but he wouldn't give me any, and I thought he was snubbing me. Then I realized he's keeping all that flame to himself. How about the week he had last week? AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
First down throw for Bridgewater. And his first pass is incomplete. E.J. Gaines the one that time to knock it away. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. And here's the starting.
Slowed a bit by injuries as a rookie. Still had 7 sacks in 11 games and showed pass rush ability that makes teams take notice because not only can he rush off the edge, he can kick inside in their nickel or sub packages and rush over the guards and create a little bit of havoc for quarterbacks trying to see upfield.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Brought in by Walford, right side. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Jabril Peppers is deep for Cleveland.
Offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still 4th down.
On 4th down, the Jets turn things over to Lock Edwards to punt it. Jabril Peppers deep to receive. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 10. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Meanwhile, a throw by Taylor is incomplete. The Jets and Browns, 2 cellar dwellers from a year ago, and they did meet in that season, Week 5 in Cleveland. Myles Garrett, it was his NFL debut. He got 2 sacks, but it was former Brown Josh McCown throwing 2 second-half touchdown passes to lead the Jets to the victory.
And every time I hear about the Jets and Browns playing, you know what I think about? The first ever Monday Night Football game. The Jets at the Browns. Cleveland won. I believe it was 1970.
It was indeed. I just happen to have the note here. I don't know this off the top of my head, but September 21st, 1970. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Holding. Offense.
So on the big tight end, hold
Still
it.
second down.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
On second down, Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Fun on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
First down, Bridgewater. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
Offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Second down, Bridgewater. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. 3rd and long for Bridgewater. And that's complete to Walford. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. This is taken at the 15. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the offense. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up our first down and change our momentum?
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Slow. Two-jet. Under.
Handoff comes to Hyde. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They run again with Hyde on first. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, at these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll give to Hyde. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. No move to pull the offense. Taylor's going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with Taylor. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now Taylor on 1st down. Got an open man. It's Ratley. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
You got him. You got him. You got him.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Slow. Under. 2 jet.
And back to the ground. High. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now, that play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
Slow.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Taylor. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, You're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. New York set to take the field.
This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
To throw, Bridgewater. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carl Nassib in there to drop him for a loss on the play. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back.
Holding offense.
So he was holding from that
Still
left tackle
down.
position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
On second down. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Bridgewater from the gun on third down. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And before the punt, time is going to run out on this first quarter. 3-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10.
Slow. Two jet. Under.
They start the drive with time. And they find some space up to about the 25. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Slow. Under.
A 10th carry for Hyde. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And just like that, it's third down.
Oh, yeah. Slow. Ready. 319.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And the Jets set to take the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously, one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Here's a give to Crowell, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
That was so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner.
Dumps off to Powell, and he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 20. 12 yards on the return that time, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Josh Gordon as he heads back out there now. Second quarter, a guy like him, no catches, so that's the surprising part, but they're winning, so maybe they've been able to do some other things effectively, I guess.
And they found other ways, haven't they? Because the receivers would tell you, offense needs to run through us, but they're managing to get it done in this ball game without having to actually do that. I wouldn't expect them to stay silent for the rest of the game, though.
Yeah, you got to think that his first catch is coming at some point. Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On second down, here's Taylor. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. High. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
Holding offense.
That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler, first-round pick back in 2012. The Browns on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Taylor. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Taylor able to use those legs of his to pick up a first.
On third down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick up a first down.
So in jet.
Slow. Two jet.
First down, a run with Hyde. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step.
Slow.
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. That time they were looking for the former Auburn Tiger, Ricardo Lewis. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Z.
On 3rd down, Taylor. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Avery Williamson coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Bridgewater now on 2nd down. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. A first catch for the man leading the NFL in receiving yards in this first month. And a 1st down to boot. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Receiver complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain,
Still
but all
first
for
down.
naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Crowell. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They'll run it again with Crowell. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
From the gun, Bridgewater. Complete outright to Kurz. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Here's Josh Gordon as he heads back out there now. He's been pretty quiet here in the second quarter. They've got the lead. That's the good news. But you think they get him more involved going forward?
I think that they do, and that's what they always want to do because he's such a priority and he's such a big-time playmaker. But sometimes defenses take that away, and they've been able to find another way to get it done themselves.
Yeah, they absolutely have. They're winning, and look at the scoreboard right now.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. The Browns on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Throwing, Bridgewater. Here's Wolford over the middle. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
A 1st down carry now for Crowell. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Bridgewater now from the 50. A little dump off for Crowell. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. First down throw for Bridgewater. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Slow. Z.
After the interception, here's Taylor. Throw left side complete. It's Higgins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Z.
On first down, it's Taylor. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Anytime a defense makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now. It's Taylor. Open receiver. That's David Njoku. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Taylor able to find his big tight end Njoku for the Cleveland first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target. He can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Leonard Williams in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
On second down, Taylor. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. The Browns on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
That was a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to our Tiburon Studios here in Orlando. We'll take a minute and look ahead at what's to come this weekend in week number 3. Some good games to look forward to in the early window, especially the one in Baltimore. A big one coming up for the Ravens, as they'll have to do battle with the Denver Broncos. More good stuff later in the afternoon, one being down in the desert, where it'll be the Cardinals at home in Glendale, taking on the Chicago Bears. And finally on Sunday Night Football, new Lions coach Matt Patricia faces his former boss as Detroit hosts New England at Ford Field. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Ardarius Stewart now on the return. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Getting set to go here, Teddy Bridgewater and company marches back onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Bridgewater. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Charles, he lost a fumble last week as well, so now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic, but downfield, in open space, that's dangerous as well, because you may make someone miss, and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Now a handoff to Crowell, and he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Second down, Bridgewater. He's got his man. It's Curse. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
No gain on the play there, second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Again, it's Crowell. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The Jets on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They go play action. Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They run high. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's Taylor looking to throw on second down. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. Only 2 there on the dump off. It's third down.
Maximum effort, partner. Minimal gain.
Yeah, minimal gain. Looked good, though. The Browns on third down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Taylor operating from the gun. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. So out now come the Jets. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On the run, it's Corral. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And his pass incomplete. He was looking for a Nunwa there, and that'll bring up second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. The second down throw for Bridgewater. Going underneath for Corral. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. This will be taken at the 10. 34 yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now the Browns coming out on the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Taylor out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Williams. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on 1st. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down he'll go at the 25. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Running left is Crowell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. The Jets on 3rd down, as bad as you can be, 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Throwing is Bridgewater. He's got Curse. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet 1st down.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a 1st.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
Well, they should be aware, but it's so hard sometimes.
It's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme, then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
To throw, Bridgewater. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They have certainly looked his way in this third quarter. Another catch, and it's good for a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. First down, Bridgewater. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A second down throw for Bridgewater. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They have certainly looked his way in this third quarter. Another catch, and it's good for a first down.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles and really scatter some people, can't they?
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The Jets on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. To the air again with Bridgewater. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. And here is motion again. And that's going to be 2 in a row.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still second down.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Bridgewater now on second down. Well, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Bridgewater. And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. On second down, here's Taylor. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. That's Njoku over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They run with Hyde. He's been the bell cow tonight. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Again, it's high. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Taylor. Escaping the pressure right. They find some open field here. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a 1st down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now they'll throw with Taylor. He'll buy some time right. And he's got room. He's to the 10. And he goes out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9. Give him 14 on the play. And it'll make it a 2nd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the 1st down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the 1st. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And now out come the Jets. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him with contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. His throw incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And he's got a noon one. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another 1st. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, right at the 40.
Here's Bridgewater. With a hook up over the middle to Pryor. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Steps away to his left. And some room to work. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 more there and another first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Isaiah Crowell, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jets are an extra point away from leading this game. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Taylor to throw on second down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Gordon. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Taylor on target to Gordon for a Cleveland first.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Now Taylor on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Taylor, incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the gun, it's Taylor. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gordon. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Hugh Jackson rolls the dice, but it doesn't work for him. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. So obviously that one really hurts not to be able to convert. But this one's not over yet, Charles. Look at the clock, and then also 2 timeouts still left for him.
And if I'm coaching the defense, I think I'm going all out. And what I mean by that is nothing but pressure packages going at them. I'm going to force them on offense to kind of gamble a little bit because I will leave openings, right? You can sting me. But how often will they want to do that? They're going to want to run the ball and bleed the clock. I'm going after them, hoping to make a big play.
And in a sense, 3 timeouts with that 2-minute warning looming.
A great note right there because it was the 2 timeouts. They get a 3rd one back. They still have a chance.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, no, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Bridgewater on 1st down. And that's incomplete. Derek Kindred there to get a hand on that one.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
So after the incompletion on 1st. On 2nd down, Bridgewater again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Now it's Crowell. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The handoff, running left, Crowell. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Isaiah Crowell with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, 2 touchdowns scored. I know his team's happy. His coaches are happy. How about the fantasy owners of this game?
Always happy with 2, but they'd like 3 or 4. Now the point after try for Santos. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is taken at the 3. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Tyrod Taylor now gears up to lead his offense again. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another fourth-quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
And Jenkins in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Leonard Williams in there to get him for his second sack of the night.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
And it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged?
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear the Jets are going to win this football game. So that one hurt. No timeouts left. Look at where the ball is on the field, Charles. I don't know if the fat lady's singing yet, but she's starting to hum a little bit, isn't she?
You think she's doing scales at this point? I don't think there's any doubt about it, but they had to go for it. In this situation, with their timeout situation as well, they had to take the chance, try and get it done. They didn't. Now they're powerless to stop them, essentially.
They need a big play somehow from their defense. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.